One of my biggest fears when planning the tour around Ireland and figuring out the merchandise was that I wouldn't have a good vehicle to sell. But thanks to Shopify, I can use justgoodstuff.ie. I can update the website from my dressing room. With Shopify, it's not just websites like justgoodstuff.ie. They're also the platform behind millions and millions of businesses around the world, from household names to other brands just getting started. Shopify has so many AI tools. They can even enhance your product photography. You can easily create email and social media campaigns wherever your customers are scrolling. It's got world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping. It can process returns. It's super, super simple. So basically, turn your big business idea into... with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your €1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.ie. Go to shopify.ie. That's shopify.ie. It's time to see what you can accomplish with Shopify by your side.
Mark Megan's Weekly Roast, a GoLoud original.
Welcome back to the Roast Mortem. How's it going, guys? How the hell are you? How are your hearts? And of course, how are your heads? Michael.
Mark.
How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm actually feeling positive.
Really?
I think overall, this situation, although difficult, is potentially going to yield some positive results for the wife at the centre of the Ferrari.
Yeah. It certainly is moving in a very positive direction.
So I have to make something very clear because I received a lot of confusing DMs yesterday, and then I also shared something and I didn't read the full DM and it confused people further.
Okay.
The eye drops lady is nothing to do with this.
No.
I also received a DM from the person who sent in the story about the eye drops, who was very insulted about Monday's episode or Tuesday's episode, saying that she understands it's a comedy podcast, but I shouldn't be taking the piss.
Okay.
She
sent it to Mark Megan.
I wonder is she making that up as well? No, I'm joking.
Oh, no,
I'm joking.
No.
Obviously, let the record show, I did not. I just raised the fact that lots of people were asking or questioning its legitimacy because there are episodes of Grey's Anatomy based around this, genuine Grey's Anatomy based around the same plot point of mother-in-laws poisoning people with eye drops. There are two Reddit threads, too numerous to mention. There are articles from Marie Claire, Cosmopolitan. It's sort of borderline urban myths stage at this stage.
Okay.
So I did not mean any offence by questioning its validity. However, that is my role as a comedian with the doughy physique. So that is just sort of what I have, part of the gig. However, that is all a total aside from what we are discussing today.
Mm-hmm.
This story, let it be very clear, is about one mother-in-law 2 weeks ago at her grandson's birthday party presented a cheque for €5,000 and gave it as a big sort of, big dramatic gift, which of course it is. It's a significant sum of money.
Absolutely.
And then said that the present was conditional, as in the €5,000 for schooling was there on the condition that the parents sent the child to the school of the mother-in-law's choice. So that's what began all of this. We then spoke to the wife, and it really became quickly apparent that the check issue was sort of the straw that broke the camel's back, that there were actually lots more behaviours that I thought were concerning, and ultimately I blamed the husband for it. When I say I blamed the husband for it, I blamed the husband for not interfering, because I believe that whether you like it or not, it's his family. Whenever you get married to somebody, that everybody brings both of their crazy. We all have crazy on our own side, but it's on us to sort of tame that craziness, or at the very least protect our spouse from that craziness.
Couldn't agree more.
To the best of our ability. So that was my thoughts on the matter. I've spoken to the wife a few times at this stage because, of course, as entertaining, as enjoyable as it is to talk about these things, it is a real human being's life.
Yes.
So, you know, it's entertainment, but at the same time, there are lives behind this. So he is very much just vehemently not bothered by her on the podcast because he sort of just doesn't take it very seriously. I think he doesn't take podcasting seriously, wouldn't be the first one, but also he thinks that his mother is just trying to be nice. And he believes that this is more of a spat between the two of them in terms of like her perspective versus the mother's perspective, rather than what I would believe to be a very much a one-sided issue.
Very much agree.
And that's not to suggest that the wife is without blame in any capacity, but it's just the way that it is. Now, that's what started all of this. Then we were doing the roast. I was doing the roast on Sunday evening in my house around mothers-in-law in general, and we were getting some great stories in. And lo, the ex-wife of the husband reached out to me. So he had already been married once, which we knew. And his ex-wife got in contact to say, listen, I know who you're talking about, because it seems very, very clear that I've had the same experience. So I spoke to her. I had to wait, obviously, to make sure that they are talking about the same person, because you have to be very careful about, you know, oh yeah, is that Dermot from Adelaide Terrace? The guy with the tiny, you know what I mean? Like you have to be, there has to be some sort of duty of care with this. I know it's a comedy podcast.
No, of course. Again,
we're dealing with people here. So anyway, it very quickly transpired from talking to her, yes, it is the same person, okay? And I, rather than acting like a sort of mediator or therapist, because I'm neither of those things, I decided to put her in touch with the wife. By the way, let it be very clear, I asked them both first would they be interested in getting in touch, and they both said yes. And I also asked the wife to check with her husband, because I don't want to be responsible for an intramarital split, whatever, okay? So this is all of their own decisions, and they wanted to chat. So long story short, they started DMing. Fine, I knew nothing about what they were talking about, but like assumingly were sharing their experiences. And then on Sunday evening, they said to me they were going to meet for a coffee on Tuesday.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Brilliant. That's great.
So I was like, absolutely brilliant. I had sort of asked the ex-wife, would she be willing, if it was okay with the others, to come on the podcast, and she said no, she wanted to meet the current wife, Cleena, as we know her. She wanted to meet Cleena first, and then would see how that goes, which is very considerate, right?
I also think it says a lot about them. They're not just looking to insert themselves in drama.
Well, you see, that was the thing. Whenever I first started talking to the ex-wife, I needed to make sure that she wasn't just some sort of slighted ex who wanted to go on and use a platform like the podcast as an opportunity to sort of
cut the back off her husband.
Well, exactly, yeah. So anyway, they met up yesterday. It went well.
Fantastic.
And she sent me a voice note. Now, to say I've had to edit this voice note within an inch of its life would be an understatement. She sounds closer to R2D2 than, you know, Roberta or whatever. We'll call her Roberta for the sake of this. But the content of the voice note for me is ridiculously revealing. And I got on to you once I heard this. I was like, we need to get a professional in, because this is now at the stage of like, I am out of my depth.
Yes.
To say I'm out of my depth, I am going snorkeling in the Mariana Trench. I'm in the Mariana Trench in a pair of jelly shoes.
Ah, very good.
Do you know what I mean? Like, that's how I am totally out of my depth.
Okay.
So I think I said to Michael, we need to bring a therapist on. We need to get some expert on. So we made a couple of calls in power, and fortunately, Helen Vaughan was available and is available and is moments away from coming into the studio, and she is going to share her expert opinion, only because it's all fine for me to like laugh and joke and talk about this, but I do think that there is much more. Once you hear this voice note, I think you'll agree there is much more going on here than just two different personality types, would be my opinion.
Completely agree.
However, I am reluctant to say any more until we are in the presence of an expert.
Yes.
Let me also say this just before I play the voice note. We have received permission from the husband, his wife, and of course the ex-wife to play this voice note on the condition their identities remain concealed. So please don't go on a witch hunt. Please don't try and guess who it is. There are many people who live on farms in Ireland who have been married twice. That's it. Okay, so don't. A couple of people say to me, "Oh, I think it's." Just please don't do that. It's not. Do you know what I mean? One of them was right, but no, I'm joking. I'm joking. None of them were right, and just.
I think it's time. We need to listen.
Okay. Also, some people were giving out to me before saying, "Stop playing music under the voice notes."
It adds to the drama.
It's theatre.
Yes. Mark, pageantry, Megan.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
The theatre of life. We need colour. We need bravado.
Yes.
Okay. Are you ready for this?
Let's do it.
I swear to God, I was walking down South William Street when I listened to this.
Right.
I had to stop outside Grogan's. I had 7 pints. That's the way that I relapse. I relapse because I get a story from an ex-wife. That's the day that I go back out. Oh God, I didn't have 7 pints, but I did have to stop outside. I did have to stop outside Grogan's and steady myself because I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Right. Okay, without further ado, it is the ex-wife, Roberta. Let's go.
Good evening, T-Mark. So, I'd be very grateful if you'd disguise my identity, as I wouldn't like the friends of my ex to think that I'm on a mission to blacken his name. I spent an enlightening hour and a half with you this morning. We were both a bit emotional at the end, in all honesty. To tell you the truth, I didn't know anything about you before Sunday night, when the phone started buzzing from my hairdresser. She had no reason to be ringing me on a Sunday night, so I answered in a panic, and it turns out she'd been listening to your podcast, with the wife talking about receiving a cheque. As soon as she mentioned the sleeping on the couch act, I knew it had to be. My blood went cold in the kitchen. The image of the mother getting swaddled in his arms up the stairs in the blanket was too much of a coincidence. I rang my sister, got her to listen, and she told me to send you a message. I won't lie to you, Mark. A big part of me didn't want to open the can of worms. And I was also worried you'd end up using me in one of those roasts. But persuaded me. The poor girl had a lot of doubts about her own circumstances, so I wanted to let her know she's not totally crazy. I think I should say this before I continue, Mark. I have a lot of time for my ex-husband. Deep down, he is a lovely fella, with the same amount of qualities as the rest of us. And I do wish him the best. But he needs to wake up and see what's happening to this marriage, before it's too late. His mother is a cunt. He's in denial, and always has been. Our marriage didn't see 2 Christmases because of the carnage she wreaked. The woman refuses to let her son have a life of his own. I won't even tell you half of the things she'd done to me in the 11 months I was married, but here are some standouts. Took my car to Kilkenny, and then got the bus home, which meant my husband having to drive me down to collect my own car from Kilkenny, even though I didn't leave it there, would let herself into our home when we were out. One time I came in, and she was wearing one of my tops. She said it was because she was cold, but the heating was on from the range, and the top she chose was a light blouse. Would berate him if he didn't send her good night or good morning messages. We went to Albufeira for 2 weeks to my parents' family home, and she sent him a long message on the 3rd night, saying she can't believe the abandonment, and as a result, he spent 1,000 in duty-free on body sprays and lotions to make it up to her. He insists that she has always been like this, but from what I can tell, she's not like this with his sisters, and definitely not his father. All the things going through are things I faced as well. I can't lie and say it was only because of his mam that we separated, because I did betray his trust with another man towards the end. But a lot of the reason I was driven into someone else's arms is because of the lack of privacy we had in our own relationship. I do wish him the best, and I hope the pair of them can find a way of working through it. But if he doesn't accept that his mother is too imposing, I'd say it's only a matter of time before she finds somebody else too.
Right. Genuinely, you go first, because this is your first time hearing it.
I mean, it is just so unbelievably outrageous. I think, and to your credit, you called it from the outset. This is a repeated pattern, and I think the husband has just as much a part to play in it.
But I also think that somebody... mind blown. Sisters and the father-in-law.
What is going
on? Who is running this circus? Do you know what I mean? Where is the sort of Danny DeVito-esque ring... I'm pretty sure he's played a ringleader in some certain movies.
Probably.
Fits the type. If he hasn't, he's missed the trick. But who is... so he's got sisters and a father.
Yeah.
I assume, to be honest, that his father was no longer with us. Which is maybe there was like a transferal of dependence or whatever.
Totally.
So for me... And I don't know what the rules are in terms of defamation in Ireland. In fact, we did do a defamation course 6 weeks ago, and I pretended Rosie was getting sick so I could leave early. She was sick that day. So, Rosie died. Nevertheless, yeah, I don't know what the rules are in defamation. But, like, from hearing that, I would say that the mother has it sounds like the behaviours of somebody, choose my language carefully, the behaviours of somebody who is borderline obsessed with their son in a way that is not healthy. Whenever I set up justgoodstuff.ie, I would have been absolutely lost at sea without Shopify. Starting your own business or product can be completely overwhelming. When I discovered Shopify, it made my life so much easier. With Shopify, it's not just websites like justgoodstuff.ie. They're also the platform behind millions and millions of businesses around the world, from household names to other brands just getting started. Shopify has so many AI tools. They can even enhance your product photography. You can easily create email and social media campaigns wherever your customers are scrolling. It's got world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping. It can process returns. It's super, super simple. So basically, turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your €1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.ie. Go to shopify.ie. That's shopify.ie. It's time to see what you can accomplish with Shopify by your side.
I would say there's certainly an element of like...
She didn't need to use the verb swaddling. To be honest, like that's swaddling the mother. This whole like going, that is obviously something that she do, like that in itself. If that's like a repeated behaviour, where she pretends to be sleeping in order to be carried upstairs, that is just demented.
Yeah,
that is completely demented, and that is a relationship ender for me.
Completely.
If Darren was carrying Claire, I know how would it work? It'd be Darren carrying Eugene, swaddling Eugene up the stairs with him sucking his thumb, and be like, "What the hell is going on here?" Erin, shut up. Okay, fair enough. Like, it's just completely insane. So that to be happening across two relationships, and by the way, to have caused clearly issues in the first relationship, is just, and for that to then happen again shows a gargantuan oversight and blind spot by the husband insofar as not acknowledging issues and then correcting the behaviours that were causing these issues. Even if the behaviours weren't his own, they were the fact that he was co-signing on her insanity.
Completely.
So that's that. Then we get into the fact that the mother-in-law, what did she say? She the car thing again is just absurd.
But also, one thing, okay, and I'm not for a moment saying it's acceptable behaviour. If you take someone's car and down to the shop to get something for the kids,
well, you see, that's it. And by the way, I'm reluctant to act like I know it all. I've never said that ever, but like, you know, I've never lived in a remote place rurally, so maybe there's a more liberal approach when it comes to like, oh look, she's using the car, you were out shagging the donkey. Do you know what I mean? No, I'm joking. Just lost hemorrhaging listeners, lost 30% of the audience with that joke. No, I'm joking. You know,
the Banshees director cut. Oh no, I saw the look.
Don't be having a go with Rural Ireland. We just did a national tour and they sold tickets quicker than Dublin, so
I'm sorry.
Nevertheless.
I'm sorry, Ireland.
Not Kerry. Nevertheless, you know, maybe that there is a more of a flexi fair approach when it comes to like, Jesus, sure, I'll take the car, I'll take the pickup truck, you know what I mean? Yeah. Down to what?
No, yeah.
To the well.
Oh.
So, you know, I'm thinking of like Oklahoma tornado. I'm thinking of Interstellar. That's what I'm. Oh my God. What's that movement in the curtains? A book just go. Interstellar joke. It's the mother-in-law. No, but so taking the car down to Kilkenny, grand. By the way, they just for the sake of people knowing, they live around. I actually looked at it on Google Maps. Right. They live around an hour and 12 minutes drive.
Okay, so
it's not like a crazy drive, but it's equally not nothing. Yeah. Okay, so they live around an hour outside Kilkenny. What in God's name are you doing? And then leaving the car? Cool, it's a power play. It's a
100%.
weird.
100%.
I would actually go as far as saying it's bullying.
Yeah, it's theft.
It's theft, and it's granny theft auto, and it's bullying.
100%. Couldn't agree.
So there's that. Where else do you want to go with this? Then, sorry, the good night, getting angry with the good night and good morning. Or like, we'll ask Helen all these things, but getting angry and get at the good night and good morning texts, bananas,
completely.
Going to Albufeira with her family, and she texts her after a week saying that, what'd she say? You've abandoned me. Like, come on, lads. Come on, this is and this is, by the way, this is behaviour that this is somebody who needs support, I think.
Totally.
So, I can't talk about mental health in other podcasts and then not apply the same rules here. As unsavoury as her behaviour might be, it is definitely like Red Bull to a rag. What did I say in the last episode? I got that completely wrong, but like, it's like, come on.
Being enabled, I would go.
Yeah, like these behaviour, like if your mother is texting your adult son who's away with his wife, with her family, doesn't matter where he is, to say that because she's gone for 4 days, he's abandoned her. That needs to be the moment that someone sits down and goes, right, we might need to look at getting a bit of help, because that's just not really normal that you feel that abandoned whenever I go on holidays.
And how are we going to move forward as a family and have all our own lives if there is that level of codependency there?
And then, by the way, in order to make it up to her, he spends $1,000. Okay, maybe. I hope she was being like hyperbolic, because if he spent €1,000 on lotions, why do they need $5,000 for education?
Look,
that's probably why you do. If that's your budget, by the way, if you've got €1,000 on the profit trading loss account per month on Lochsighton, you're absolutely goosed. By the way, the most middle class predicament of all. You know, when you go to somebody's house and you use their Jacks and you accidentally use the hand cream instead of the soap afterwards.
Stop.
Nobody ever, I don't want to use hand cream after a slash.
Have one dispenser and
just have one. We don't care that Dulcan and cheese or whatever you rip off of Moulton and Brown. Do you know what I mean? We all have them. Stone and Gills. What? Like marble and oyster. Like what? Nobody wants hand cream.
No one.
Just soap. Fucking coming back from the Jacks looking like P. Diddy.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? With lotion all over my hands, like a pervert. I'm at a dinner party. Do you know what I mean?
Can't pick up the fork.
Pretending to be interested in fucking, the podcast that the accountant's listening to, because I do podcasts. That's all Stephen Bartlett. Brilliant, slipping and sliding all over the forks.
No,
it's
I'm with you.
honest nightmare. Take the hand cream out of the Jacks.
Couldn't agree more.
Middle class predicaments. That should be a new part of the show. New little segment.
Yeah.
Middle class predicaments.
I love it. We absolutely have to get on.
Pretending to care about. No fucking
Stop,
no
stop.
no beeping all of that.
Get Helen in now.
Get Helen in.
You need her.
Helen. Don't listen. Helen, how long do you have? Are we paying you by the hour? It started with the divorce. 2003. I was 13. I had bleached blonde hair and I was chubby. And the rest is history. I walked by Grogan's. I saw a pint. I thought, you can help me.
Yes.
Nevertheless, it's just completely insane. And sorry, the final part I want to ask your question on before we get Helen in. She does acknowledge that it's not entirely the mother's fault why they got divorced, because she slept with somebody. I feel like that does play probably a little bit of a role.
Completely. Yeah.
From what I've heard, sleeping with somebody when you're married, that isn't the person that you're married to, can sometimes cause a bit of a fissure.
It's been known.
It's been known to cause a rift. Do you know what I mean? Like, this isn't an indecent proposal with Robert Redford.
No, it's not.
You ever seen it?
No, I haven't.
It's about a couple who are on a cruise ship, and this rich elderly bachelor makes them an offer they may or may not refuse of $1 million for an. It's actually, when you think about it, they probably shouldn't and don't make movies like this anymore. I'll give you $1 million if I can jag your wife.
Very good.
Won an Oscar. Genuinely. I think it was Miramax that made it.
Okay.
So
it's always Miramax.
Always Miramax. So there you go. She cheated on him. I'm not going to comment on that, although I suppose. How's it going, guys? Anybody out there who has ever set up a small business or a business on the side or their own company will be aware of how all of a sudden overnight you have to wear basically like 1,000 different hats. Whenever I launched justgoodstuff.ie earlier in the year to sell all my merchandise, it was honestly so unbelievably liberating to discover Shopify and to realize that I was actually capable of running and developing my business further myself. With Shopify, it's not just websites like justgoodstuff.ie. They're also the platform behind millions and millions of businesses around the world, from household names to other brands just getting started. Shopify has so many AI tools. They can even enhance your product photography. You can easily create email and social media campaigns wherever your customers are scrolling. It's got world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping. It can process returns. It's super, super simple. So basically, turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your €1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.ie. Go to shopify.ie. That's shopify.ie. It's time to see what you can accomplish with Shopify by your side.
The days are longer, the calendar is filling up, and I want to feel as good as this beautiful summer weather. That's why I've been loving Groons. It's one daily pack of gummies that covers my greens, vitamins, minerals, and even has 6 grams of prebiotic fiber, so I don't need to juggle a complicated wellness routine on top of everything else. They taste amazing, they're easy to toss in my bag on the go, plus they're vegan, gluten-free, and HSA and FSA, eligible for reimbursement. Save up to 52% off with code PODCAST at Groons.co. That's code PODCAST at GRUNS.co.
Hello.
Helen.
How's it going?
Mark Megan speaking.
Hi, how are you?
Not too bad at all. Listen, thanks a million for doing this.
Sure, not a bother. Come here, you curse and stuff though, but I'm assuming I don't.
Yeah.
That's a weird question, but...
Please do.
Well, I'm never sure with podcasts, like how much rules apply or don't.
No rules, unless you're going to say something absolutely defamatory about the Swiss or Chinese people. You are free to air.
Racism, no. Cursing, yes.
Indeed. And they're the two main rules that we lead with. So,
okay.
Well, listen, thank you for joining us. You're the first.
You're welcome.
You're the first ever psychotherapist we've had on the Weekly Roast, so it is a huge honor. Now, to get straight into it, okay, because I've got a couple of sort of shell-shocking bits of information that we've received since we spoke to you and confirmed your availability, but just for the listeners, so far you have listened or you have read at least the first message, which was about the check.
Yeah, I've listened to both episodes.
Oh, amazing. Okay, so hit me with the professional magic, because I'm completely out of my depth.
I like the way you're pontificating wildly, regardless of that.
That's the game. I'm making a career off it, Helen.
Correct, it's working. So my general view, is that what you're looking for?
Yes, please.
Well, because I'm torn between. I agree with you on 2 counts. First, I'm team wife.
Okay.
But I'm also team husband.
Okay.
My feel of it is that it seems that this woman has entered a family that boundaries are not present and possibly never have been. The issue is that she's 8 years in and now she's like, okay, how can I now have boundaries now that I'm in here? It's almost like she's been told, but not directly. This is how we operate. You either jump in the canoe and start rowing, or you get out of the canoe. Like, basically, if you can't beat us, join us. You know, she almost doesn't seem to have any sense of choice or, you know, autonomy, that she's been told you have to do things the way we do things. But it seems that the mother-in-law and son are both in cahoots, for want of a better phrase.
So do you think the son is aware? Because, you know, I've not spoken to him directly, right? But I've spoken to him via, we're going to call her Cleena for the sake of this, the wife. And his sort of approach to it all is that, my mum only means well.
I don't agree with that.
Okay. I don't either.
It sounds like, do you remember the old Princess Diana quote, there's 3 of us in this marriage? It sounds a bit like there's 3 of them in this marriage. Where
Yes.
the mother-in-law is just, in my opinion, far too involved, far too present, and seems to feel she can do whatever she wants. And the wife is made to feel like she's the kind of spare wheel.
Yeah, well, you see, that's the thing that I actually find to be, maybe because I identify with that feeling, right? But like the idea of she's been made feel like she's the one that's actually causing the rift. So by her calling out dysfunction, she is actually being treated like the dysfunctional one, wherein she's actually just holding her hands up and going, guys, this is just not on, like.
But they're looking at her going, but this is us. This is how we go. So you either get involved or you hoosh off, which I would assume a few other exes have already done and hooshed off.
Well, so that brings me to the leading purpose of this call, right? And I did have to refrain my own judgment when commenting on it, while still wildly pontificating and using language to my favour to give off the veneer of intelligence. But his ex-wife reached out to us, and then I just put her in touch with Cleena because I said, look, before I, stick my oar in here, you guys should have a conversation, because I don't want it to seem like I'm then, tossing Cleena to the side to find a better story elsewhere. So anyway, they spoke, and then they met up, and then this ex-wife sent me a message. Mary. We actually went with Roberta, but Mary works as well.
Sorry.
No, they're good Christian names. Anyway, she said that her experience with the husband was very similar. So she said the reason why she knew it was the same family is because when she had been married to this guy, the mother did the whole thing where she pretended to fall asleep and he'd be carrying her upstairs in his arms. That is just insanity.
So the ex-wife recognised the family from listening to your podcast because she's been through the same things with the mother-in-law.
Yes, exactly.
Jeepers, like that's far out, isn't it?
Well, exactly. And then, so to give you, because I know time is precious, and when I say precious, I mean very expensive, but like so she says that they're carrying up the stairs, and then she says she does say, my ex-husband is a lovely fella with the same amount of qualities as the rest of us, but he needs to wake up and see what's happening to this marriage before it's too late. Their marriage, she said, didn't see 2 Christmases because of the carnage that the mother wreaked. And then she left a list of things that she had done. So she said that the mother had taken her car to Kilkenny and then got the bus home.
To the ex-wife?
This is the ex-wife now.
Whoa.
So she said the mother-in-law had taken a car to Kilkenny and then gotten the bus home, which meant the husband had to drive down to collect it. She'd let the whole lesson herself into the home. Sorry, myself and Michael didn't even acknowledge this one. She said one time she came home and the mother-in-law was in the house wearing one of her tops.
Like, you have to laugh because it's so bizarre, so intense.
It's so over. What I find amazing is then she reveals that he has sisters and the father-in-law, none of them intervene.
Are they even aware? Are they noticing that this is even unusual?
She doesn't say. She just says that there's nothing has happened. But that's an interesting. Yeah, I suppose I should have asked that.
But then you don't know because you'd have to ask them. Surely, to me, the issue is that between mother and son, there seems to be no boundaries. And I don't know about this woman, the mother-in-law, what is going on in her life, if anything, that she has all this time to devote to being in her son's life, home, wife's cars, etc. So this couple, the current wife and husband, in my opinion, need to sit down and have a conversation, and she needs to say to him, this is what I need for our relationship to work. It feels like there's 3 of us in this marriage, and that he needs to see that these boundaries are required for him to protect his current relationship, if that's what he wants to do, and that the mother-in-law's lack of boundaries is threatening to undo that, as it's apparently done before, according to the ex-wife.
Now, the ex-wife then...
He needs to decide whether he's ready to have boundaries with his mother. And if he's not, then the relationship is in trouble, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean?
So, yeah, I'm interested in that, because I suppose the quagmire that I find my thinking in is ultimately, if it's sort of rocking a hard place. If the mother-in-law is set in her ways, which are... I
disagree with that, though. She's not set in her ways. She's conscious. Because why is she taking her car and not her husband's car or her own car or even her son's car?
Yeah. Yeah, she knows what she's doing for sure. So, but
That's my opinion.
is it the son's role to stop this or to alter the course of this relationship?
Yeah. If he wants to protect his current marriage, he has to take action. And him and his wife need to be on the same page.
So your advice to the
If he doesn't
wife...
agree with his wife's needs, then that's an issue for the couple. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think it's something that they would benefit from seeing a third party together, or do you think that maybe if he's, do you think her first port of call should be just to sit down with him and really nail home that this is very, very serious?
Yeah, I would have thought so. Does he know that it's the subject of a podcast?
Yes, he does. No, he does,
Okay.
and that's
So that's not a surprise.
No, we clarified that, but I suppose what I find to be concerning with that is the trivializing nature in which he views his mother's behaviour. He's like, sure, people are having a laugh.
And that's what I wonder. If between him and her, so son and mother, if he doesn't see any issues, then the wife has a potential problem, because she's like, I need these boundaries for our relationship to feel safe to me and to feel like I have privacy and I have the right to use my own car whenever I want. And he needs to see and agree with her or disagree with her. I feel like the couple needs to work this out and leave the mother-in-law where she is. I don't know that she'll ever learn, but, they need to have the conversation, and he needs to take responsibility for creating boundaries with his mother.
Yeah.
And if they can manage that, great. If not, I don't know.
The ex-wife said that at one point they went to Albufeira to her family home, and the mother-in-law sent her son a message on the third night berating him, saying that he had abandoned her and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot going on with the mother-in-law, but I'm not sure. I wouldn't have much hope, and maybe that's unfair, that much can be done about her. But in my opinion, what the wife needs to do is have a conversation with the husband and say, this is getting to the point where I don't know that I can continue, or whatever, her words might be. I would suspect that this mother-in-law is quite conscious of what she's doing, and she might see nothing wrong with it. That might be the way her family of origin was, that there was no boundaries. I do wonder, is there no boundaries with the mother-in-law's other children and their relationships and their homes and their vehicles? And
I mean, the ex-wife seems to think that she doesn't behave like this with the others, but it
could be a son thing.
Yeah.
There can be that thing with mothers and sons.
Yeah. Well, listen, Helen, thank you so much for your expertise and guidance and wisdom on this.
I don't know if I've helped or made it more complicated.
Well, I think it's a real chin scratcher. And actually, whilst I have you, because it isn't every day that you get to be on the phone with an expert psychotherapist, what advice would you give to somebody who has a crippling fear of sharks?
I would, this is left field, but I would question, how often do you come into contact with sharks?
Very little, by the way.
Is it a problem in your day-to-day life, or this mystery person's day-to-day life?
I don't know, but apparently I have a regular listener who apparently it keeps him up at night, and I think he lives in the Midlands. So there's a very low probability.
Shark sightings have there been in the Midlands in the last 100 years?
In Tullamore, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's been very few.
Zero. I just wonder, is there something else behind it or something under it? Was it the Jaws film too young? What happened there?
Good question. Right, Helen, listen, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to include the link to your you've two practices, don't you? One in Kildare and one in Malahide.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, you're a legend. Thank you so much. I'd love to have you on the show again.
Yeah, great. You're very welcome. Thanks so much.
Fabulous. Look, mind yourself. We'll take care and speak to you soon.
Okay, see you.
Bye.
Bye.
Had to do the shark thing. I'm sorry. I had to. She's sitting there in her office now, about to see somebody who legitimately needs help for PTSD or something. And she's like, some fucking Aegis just asking me about sharks in the Midlands. I was doing so well. So there you have it. Wow. Very good advice.
Sorry, I'm after ringing you there. Apologies.
No worries. Very good advice.
Yeah, and I think great to get an expert opinion, because it is very complex.
Well, it is, and it's also reassuring to know that our instincts weren't completely off the Richter scale. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Yeah. So,
some interesting insights. I think.
Look, the evidence is there as far as I'm concerned in the way that the mother-in-law is behaving. There needs to be a sit down. It needs to be the wife with the husband first, and then it's up to them to figure out how the husband, as as Helen said there, perhaps it's nothing to do with correcting the mother-in-law's behaviour. Just a boundary.
Yeah. And
just distance. Put space between you and them.
And I think it's actually great that the ex has managed to speak to Cleena, because sometimes even just feeling heard and being seen will validate. Like, I think you'll be able to probably cope a lot better in the immediate scenario, just by knowing that you're not completely, sensitive or unnecessarily, picky. So I think it's great.
It is. Okay, well, listen, first and foremost, Cleena, thank you so much for bringing this to us, and we really wish you well. This is not, I know the podcast ends now, but this is your life that you're going home to, as it were. So thank you, but also mind yourself. Obviously, Helen's details are in the bio. And if you feel like you're drowning in any of this, do get back in touch, because there are people we can put you in touch with. And it's an interesting one. It's not an easy one by any means, but hopefully by taking some action now, you can interject before it really does intervene. And at the end of the day, you should have just taken the check. No, I'm joking. Can you imagine? Listen, thank you so much for listening. If you enjoy the show, click follow wherever you get your podcast. And if you have an issue or a dilemma or anything in your own life that you want us to do a little bit of a deep dive on, get in touch. You can comment under this episode. Let us know what you'd like us to chat about next. And thank you so much for tuning into the Roast Mortem. I had to say about the sharks.
You did.
It had to happen. The shark guy's going to be driving to work. He will crash the car. He will literally be driving to work on, finally a bit of respite from those bloody sea creatures. And then he's listening to this story about whatever, imposing mother-in-laws, and all of a sudden...